Yes, my name is Alexis Bloomer, and you're listening to Alexis Bloomer Off the Record. It's my pleasure to be joined by barrel racer and U.S. Navy veteran that was picked to be a special guest today on Alexis Bloomer Off the Record. Welcome, Chelsey Stimson. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Alexis.
Of course, and congratulations for being picked as our first contest winner.
Yes, I'm super excited about it, so this is great.
Well, first off, tell us who Chelsey Stimson is. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Montana. I grew up outside of Billings, grew up riding horses, and eventually I left for the Navy. Then from there, I traveled the world, met my husband, Tyler, and eventually I ended up in Virginia Beach for several years. And from there, I supported him in his career, and I got away from horses for a long time because of that. And unfortunately, in 2010, he passed away in a training accident, and that changed my life. So that's who I was in my first life, I guess you could say.
Girl, you are tough. Oh, my gosh. You know, first of all, I'm so sorry for your loss, and I really appreciate your husband's service to the country and your service. And, you know, I'm a female. I'm all about being independent and being strong, but there's no way I could stand on the front line and go into battle. Were you ever scared at any point in your life?
Well, I would like to say that was part of my job, but I was in the Navy, so the closest I got was riding the USS Nimitz into the Gulf. So I can't say I was scared during that time, but, you know, my husband and the guys that are actually on the ground, I mean, those guys are the ones that are really in harm's way. I mean, it is dangerous to be on an aircraft carrier. I won't take that away from anyone because it is very dangerous, actually. But I was not in that situation. So I was a support to the people that go into harm's way. I was a parachute rigger, so I worked for our pilots on their safety gear and all of their equipment, like parachutes and G-suits and things like that. The Navy and the military is one big picture. So everyone has their role, and there's some that are going to be on the ground and directly in harm's way and really will be putting their life on the line. And then another part of that picture is everyone making it possible for them to do that. And that's what my role was.
I still think you guys are vital, honestly. Like, I still think that's insane. How'd you and your husband meet?
We met in boot camp. Let's do the funny story. We met in boot camp, and somehow we both ended up in a performing division, which the performing division is the band and drill team and choir. And somehow we were put in that division, but neither of us were performers. So due to that, we were able to talk in the stands while everyone was doing a practice, or, you know, we were supposed to be studying, but we were not. So that was a really great way for us to get to know each other, and I didn't know that it would obviously turn into what it did. We ended up also going from boot camp to A school, which is, you know, your job rating school where you learn your job. And he had to have a rating to go to BUD, to SEAL, back then. And so we found out we were both going to parachute rating school together. And from there, we started dating there. And also both got transferred to San Diego. He went to BUD, and I went to my first command.
Wow. It's meant to be, right? Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, that we did really, truly think that, because it was just so strange how we ended up going to the same places. And, yeah, we really did feel that way. So.
Definitely. Okay, so why the military? Why did you want to go into the Navy? You had a lot of options, so you went into the Navy.
I wanted to go to the Navy. I mean, I went back and forth, of course, like everyone when I was younger, but by the time I was 16, I was pretty solid that that's what I wanted to do. And part of it was being a female and, you know, wanting that challenge and being from a small town, and people were like, oh my gosh, kind of like said, like, it's scary, you know, you're going to the military, you're going to leave home, and you don't have any idea where you're going to be going, and you have to go to boot camp. So I wanted that challenge, but I also felt like I wanted to do something bigger. I wanted to serve our country. I had that draw, that feeling that made me want to serve. So I followed that, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life, hands down.
That's crazy. You've been through a lot. You've served the country, you've lost your husband, and you still remain so positive, and you blog for others going through the same things as you. And I was reading your blog, and you can find the link on our Facebook page, guys. We're going to post it. And one of the blogs, she said, I found that if you hang in there and keep making progress no matter how small, good things are going to happen. So how in the world have you stayed so positive? Who has been Chelsey's motivation?
Oh, well, I'd say the other widows have been my motivation. And that's kind of what has spurred me to share more of my experience, because those widows shared their experiences and how they were getting through their loss and, moving into being brave enough to try new things and start living again. I was able to get a little braver and do the same things. So definitely other widows, that are out there and putting it out there. And some personally within the community, they come out and they'll come talk to you, and we're all friends now, and it's a close circle, and they're really mentors. And unfortunately, the nature of the military is that other people do pass away, and so we're always standing by if anyone needs help. So, yeah, other survivors, and not just widows, also survivors of any life challenge. There's some really great people out there that have faced some really traumatic things, including wounded veterans, and there's a couple of those guys out there. Todd Love is one of them, and he's pretty impressive.
Well, you are the reason that it's fun for me to be a journalist. People like you, your story. So, a lot of doctors have actually said that horses are known to be therapeutic. So were horses kind of a release for you?
Yes, I didn't even know it, because at the time when I bought Gigi, it was a little over 2 years since Tyler had passed away. And I thought I was doing pretty well. Obviously that's not too far out. So I didn't even realize, how more healing I could do, and how much more confident I could be. And she was really instrumental in that. And just being able to come out to the barn and hang out with them, it really does make a huge difference. I grew up with horses, but that time with them and working with them, I absolutely believe that it's therapeutic. And I think all the programs that are out there working with veterans and other people that are facing emotional challenges, I think it's a great, great thing. And I'm very grateful to have stumbled into that with Gigi.
Well, tell us a little bit about Gigi, your horse.
She is funny. She's a little crazy, I like to say. She's not too bad. She's not too hot, but she's just super sweet, and she's a lot of fun. She likes to go fast, of course. She's a barrel horse. But I just have, I don't know, there's just some kind of connection between us. And, of course, I just fell in love with her because she brought me such a long way from where I was.
It's a gift from God, right?
Yeah.
Real quick, Chelsey, we're going to cut to a short break, but don't go anywhere because we're going to keep talking after this break.